Hey gang, so I'm just gonna rant here. There are so many videos I want to do, they come into my head during the day and I just don't do them. So I'm gonna do this now. St. Catherine. We need to pray to St. Catherine that another person like St. Catherine rises up in the Catholic Church today and brings our Pope to task. And not just our Pope, but our bishops and our priests. You know, it's interesting to me. I've spent half my life in the Novus Ordo Church and half of my life practicing traditional true Catholicism. And what I find very interesting is that people want to be all a part of the liturgy. They want to be lectors. They want to handle the Eucharist and be Eucharistic ministers. They want to get all up in on the priest duties. They want to take over the priest duties, because some of you don't know that lector, acolyte, altar server, and distributing Holy Communion is only for the priest. Well, let me clarify. Acolyte or altar server and lector, these are steps to the priesthood. Okay, so if you want, we can go ahead and look at traditional steps to the priesthood. And there's this great image that maybe a lot of people haven't seen, but you need to see. This one, boom. This one shows you the first step is tonsure, next step porter, lector, exorcist, acolyte, subdeacon, deacon, and priest. So women should not be lectors, women should not be acolytes or altar servers, and women definitely should not be priests. If Christ had plenty of holy women around him that he could have made into apostles, but he didn't. They had other rules. He could have made his mother, he could have made all the Marys, he could have made Martha, but he didn't. Okay, so alter Christus, other Christ, are men. We are not supposed to be lectors, acolytes, etc. Okay, point is, all these lay people, they want to get up in the priest business and do priestly things, but now when you've got priests or bishops that are bad and they're suppressing the mass during this pandemic, they're saying, oh, you have to be outside, oh, you can't receive communion on the tongue, you know, all these things. Now all of a sudden, all these lay people who are all up in the priest business are like, oh, well, I just want to obey, I just want to be obedient. Okay, obedience, let's talk about that. There is a difference between true obedience and false obedience. So for example, you should obey your parents in all things. Children should obey their parents in all things, unless what they're telling them to do is of danger to them or abusive or whatnot. So if a parent says, go now and clean up your room, the kid better go and clean up the room. That's a lawful order from a parent. Now, if they say, go into the store with this gun and go hold up the cashier and bring me the money, the kid does not have to listen to that. That is an unlawful order. Looking at the military, if they say, drop and give me 20, or hey, your shoes aren't shined enough, you better drop and give 20, you better shine your shoes. Now, if in the military they say, go to that village, rape, pillage, and plunder, and don't say anything about it, military do not have to listen to their superiors in that case. Likewise for us, people, as Catholics, if you get an unlawful order, something that will hurt the faith or hurt the faith of others, you do not have to listen to it. You don't have to sit there long suffering. You can say, no. You can resist to the face. You can. If a priest were to say to you, let's say, you know, you're coming to Mass and you may not realize that what you're wearing is immodest, your cleavage is showing and you know, it needs to be more modest so you can be more like Mary. You better listen. Cover up, people. That is in line with the faith. Now, if a priest says, look, I don't like the way you're dressing, it's too frumpy, you need to start showing some leg, you need to start showing some cleavage, you don't have to listen to that. That is against what the priest says. So in this case, if a priest is saying, or the bishop is saying, well, we can't worship indoors and we can't receive communion on the tongue, why not? Why not? And I would encourage all you people who are like so happy to jump in and take the priest's job as lector and distributing communion and all that. I encourage you all to tell your priests, open up the churches. Sacraments are important. We need to receive the Blessed Sacrament. Okay? The only priestly order that I know of right now who isn't putting up with this baloney is the Society of St. Pius X. Why? Because the Society of St. Pius X, they were created to protect the priesthood. And in protecting the priesthood, they protect the sacraments, they protect the sacramentals, they protect the faithful, they protect the catechism, they protect everything, right? So I just wanted to rant and say, it's amazing how strong these Novus Ordo followers are when it comes to taking over priest roles. But when it comes to standing up for the faith and having to tell a priest to get some courage and protect the faith, they won't do it. Don't be that person. God bless you. Keep praying.